1. Dear, ageless sacrificial drink is offered in light discovering, heaven-pervading Agni. The gods spread forth through his celestial nature, that he might bear the world up and sustain it. 2. The world was swallowed and concealed in darkness, Agni was born, and light became apparent. The deities, the broad earth, and the heavens, and plants, and waters gloried in his friendship. 3. Inspired by gods who claimed our adoration, by now will laud eternal lofty Agni, him who hath spread abroad the earth with lustre, this heaven, and both the worlds, and air's mid-region. For earliest priest whom all the gods accepted, and chose him, and anointed him with butter, he swiftly made all things that flight, stand, travel, all that hath motion, Agni Jatavidas. 5. Because thou, Agni, Jatavidas, stoodest at the world's head with thy refulgent splendor, we sent thee forth with hymns and songs and praises, thou filledst heaven and earth, God meet for worship. 6. Head of the world is Agni in the night time, then, as the sun, that morn springs up and rises. Then to his task goes the prompt priest foreknowing the wondrous power of gods who must be honored. 7. Lovely is he who, kindled in his greatness, hath shone forth, seated in the heavens, refulgent. With resonant hymns all gods who guard our bodies have offered up oblation in this Agni. 8. First the gods brought the hymnal into being, then they engendered Agni, then oblation. He was their sacrifice that guards our bodies, him the heavens know, the earth, the waters know him. 9. He, Agni, whom the gods hath generated, in whom they offered up all worlds and creatures, he with his bright glow heated earth and heaven, urging himself right onward in his grandeur. 10. Then by the law the gods engendered Agni in heaven, who fills both worlds through strength and vigor. They make him to appear in threefold essence, he ripens plants of every form and nature. 11. What time the gods, whose due is worship, set him as Sorion, son of Aditite, in heaven, when the pair, ever wandering, sprang to being, all creatures that existed looked upon them. 12. For all the world of life the gods made Agni Vadasvanara to be the day's bright banner, him who had spread abroad the radiant mornings, and, coming with his light, unveils the darkness. 13. The wise and holy deities engendered Agni Vadasvanara whom age ne'er touches. The ancient star that wanders on forever, lofty and strong, Lord of the living being. 14. We call upon sage with holy verses, Agni Vadasvanara the ever-beaming, who hath surpassed both heaven and earth in greatness, he is a god below, a god above us. 15. I have heard mention of two several pathways, ways of the fathers and of gods and mortals. On these two paths each moving creature travels, each thing between the father and the mother. 16. These two united paths bear him who journeys born from the head and pondered with the spirit he stands directed to all things existing, hasting, unresting in his fiery splendor. 17. Which of us twain knows where they speak together, upper and lower of the two right leaders? Our friends have helped to gather our assembly. They came to sacrifice. Who will announce it? 18. How many are the fires and suns in number? What is the number of the dawns and waters? Not jestingly I speak to you, O fathers, sages, I ask you this for information. 19. As great as is the fair-winged morning's presence to him who dwells beside us, Mataras Van, is what the Brahman does when he approaches to sacrifice and sits below the altar.